Still messy, but the show must go on, and we are going live, guys. So welcome back to another episode of Box Mining. Why? And today we're gonna take a very quick look at the markets right now because the markets are reacting to this urgent piece of news that $6 billion worth of Bitcoins have left the Mt.Gox cold wallet. This has led to a 3% drop in the price of Bitcoin, pretty much erasing the 24-hour gains. We actually were gaining quite strong, like Bitcoin was bouncing quite hard, but this has recently been completely erased by this FUD happening with the Mt.Gox exchanges. Look at that. It's just dump, and this just happened. So we are watching this live, so we really wanted to make a video for you guys to explain what is happening and why, honestly, whilst this may appear to be some big piece of FUD, this is so expected.
Yeah.
This is so expected. We've seen this coming from a decade ago. Not even from like a day ago, but a decade ago. This has been known that Mt.Gox will eventually redistribute the hacked Bitcoins back to its original customers. So Anita Cho, welcome to the live stream.
Hello.
Guys, well, let's take a look at the on-chain evidence. Let's take a look at what could potentially happen. Let's look at all the targets and timelines for all this in today's video so you guys are up to date with what is happening. Now, this is our second channel. This is our experimental channel, which is why I'm more casual and everything's more fun. But we do want to update you guys here. And the reason why the second channel exists is because Box Mining Plus, our original second channel, got banned by YouTube. We are in the process of trying to restore everything, but I want to create that vibe again. So I just want to do that with Ron, and we're excited to share this live stream with you guys. So let's get started.
Let's go.
Actually, we don't even have the button for it.
We don't have it.
We don't even have the button for it.
No, this one's
All
right.
Okay, cool. It's okay. So let's pretend that the music played. So let's take a very quick look at what's happened. So just a few minutes ago, we saw 95,000 Bitcoin leaving the wallets. And actually, you can go on Arkham dashboard to actually track this, which is pretty cool. So this is part, in terms of the story, how the story came about was Mt.Gox was the big exchange for Bitcoin back in the past. They were hacked, or the founder claims that they were claimed to be hacked, and then they went into bankruptcy. But surprisingly, some of the Bitcoins were recovered, and that's what the Bitcoin that we're tracking now is for. And that Bitcoin needs to be redistributed back to the people, the victims of that exchange. Now, this went through Japanese courts, okay, which is why it took so long. So unlike the FTX proceeding that's going through the States, what's happening with Mt.Gox is that it's a very lengthy process through Japanese courts of distributing these hacked Bitcoins, or these recovered Bitcoins, I would say, back to the victims. Now, the process could take some time still. So we just saw this movement. It's a very large movement. You actually saw two bumps of it. So this is 1 hour ago and 2 hours ago. So you can see that this wallet that's being tracked by Arkham is sending 48K at a time. So it's very likely that they're splitting this Bitcoin up. And this is a large majority of the Bitcoin. So if you look at the remaining Bitcoin on the account, so let's just take a look here. So it's still let's see. So it's 40K. So it's 100K being moved. So it's got around $8 billion worth of Bitcoin here still. But actually, wait, this is sorry. This is 6 billion off the 8 billion that's moved. Okay, so just clarifying the figures with you guys. So this is a large majority of the funds, and it could signal that this is going to be redistributed back to the victims. This redistribution process actually takes some time because this will be handled by different multiple exchanges like Kraken. So depending on what the victims chose, so if you actually were on the Mt.Gox dashboard and you're a victim, you got to choose how to receive that Bitcoin, right? And you can choose it for exchanges, and you do a KYC, etc. But it could signal to like these exchanges eventually have to distribute the Bitcoin back to the victims. The time scale probably like we looked, and it's probably around 30 days to 60 days after the process begins. So it's not an immediate dump. It's still a lengthy process. Anything going through Japanese courts is a lengthy process. But it does seem like after almost a decade of fighting for who should get what, the funds are finally being distributed, which is like forever, right? So that's currently the story. So I want to say something about this is that we survived almost a decade of Mt.Gox FUD, of this Bitcoin being unlocked and dumped, right? It's not a small amount of Bitcoin. It's 138,000 Bitcoin, which is not a small amount.
Yeah.
But I'll be glad that once this is cleared. And I think one thing that I think we really have to remember about this is that the people who bought into Bitcoin, the funds, like everyone knows that this is gonna happen at some point. Like, this is not unexpected bit of news. This is not, a surprise, motherfucker. It's not a surprise, motherfucker. Sorry, I gotta swear on this channel, I think, because it's not a surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is something that you've known since you started crypto.
Yes.
And that you've seen it in multiple cycles. It always comes back. It's always the Mt.Gox.
It's always. It's like the script writer of the universe in crypto has made this possible.
Yes, it's like it always comes back. The FUD always comes. Oh, Mt.Gox coin dumping. It's gonna be released. So, I think I'm actually really happy that the funds are being moved first and foremost.
Yeah.
The people and the funds that bought up Bitcoin, there will be dump pressure, right? But the people who are buying Bitcoin, the big funds are buying, they have a lot of buy pressure too. So what I expect is during this period of time, how this blow is not going to immediately land on the market, it's going to be softened, is by the funds that are going to OTC. In fact, the people who, because the exchanges get it first, but the exchanges are handling the liquidation process get it first. So it's very what can happen is that once the Bitcoin is received by these exchanges, people holding accounts there and they go through the process, they can sell their claims, and very likely they'll also soften the blow. So basically, people can start buying the Bitcoin off the market. So I don't expect to see this immediate market level like huge red candle dumps that's gonna like dump Bitcoin to oblivion.
Yeah.
Anyone who's holding a large amount of Bitcoin, they're smart enough to sell it in the proper ways, right? So I actually anticipate that the market will not get drastically affected by this.
Not like this. Uniswap taking a hard beating right now.
Yeah. And so I expect that this has been going on for a decade. So the people who are buying, they're prepared. They're well prepared, and I don't expect this to kill the momentum. So even though it's a large amount being moved, the Bitcoin markets haven't actually fallen that much. We erased some of the gains, but at the end of the day, we're still up 9% from a week ago. So I think this is the key to remember here.
Yeah. Definitely one of those overhangs that is happening right now, as well as the German government. There's still overhangs from that situation. They haven't completely sold off all their Bitcoin for money. But at the end of the day, this is good news because it's happening right now rather than later.
Yeah.
Especially for Mt.Gox, right? It's been 10 years in the making. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, and we're not officially in the run yet, but I do see that Bitcoin proved itself to be a lot stronger than it has, right? Remember, last week we saw the dump in Bitcoin. We saw it break below 60K, and people were all freaking out. But then all of a sudden, this week we're up. And from the politics perspective, I actually see that there's gonna be. I actually feel like there's gonna be major tailwind in Bitcoin. I think that cannot be erased right now. If you look at politics, Trump seems to be having a very crypto positive VP choice right now.
Vance, right?
Yes, JD Vance. That's actually looking quite positive. It does signal that both parties right now. So Trump being so aggressive in pro crypto. The Democratic Party has to respond.
Yeah.
So that's why there was a complete 180 shift in their policies. And something that was quite interesting, if you actually look at the video from JD Vance talking about Bitcoin, is that he completely disagreed with how Gary Gensler handled Bitcoin. The TLDR is that JD Vance thinks that Gary Gensler is too political about how he views Bitcoin. And this is actually quite true. I think this is actually a very astute observation.
Here.
I should take a look.
Take a look.
Take a look. Let's take a look.
Oh, we don't have the...
Oh yeah, we need to fix that. But you can put the volume up a bit.
Okay.
I want to just ask a few questions about personnel at the SEC, Mr. Gensler. So let's just start out with the very top, with you. In 2016, you were the CFO of Hillary Clinton's failed presidential campaign. Is that correct?
I was proud to be chief financial officer to the Clinton campaign.
Great. Chairman Gensler, is it also correct that your current enforcement director, Gerben Grewal, was most recently the Attorney General of New Jersey? A yes or no answer will suffice.
He served his nation well, and he was Attorney General of New Jersey.
So just to recap, the Attorney General of New Jersey is the guy who refused to enforce immigration laws and cooperate with ICE. He also launched, I believe, 8 separate investigations against Donald Trump during his time as Attorney General. Chairman Gensler, is it also correct that your recently hired General Counsel, Megan Barbero, was previously Deputy General Counsel under Nancy Pelosi and litigated 2 impeachment hearings against Donald Trump?
I believe she was Deputy General Counsel of the House of Representatives.
Great. So, and I'll also note that one of your senior enforcement counsels is married to Peter Strzok. My point here, Mr. Gensler, is that you seem to have a very troubling pattern of hiring at an impartial regulatory agency a lot of people who seem to have a vendetta against the former president. And I fear and I worry that that has implicated itself and affected the policy at the SEC.
And
Chairman Gensler,
it's a long video, but I think we'll let's take a look. Anti-Trump enforcement councils, but basically it's very intertwined with politics. TLDR, right? Politics is very key here, but at the end of the day, crypto itself should not be a political bargaining tool.
Yeah.
And that's not what impartial agency should be. So what we do actually see is that there's a huge, there's almost a huge shift over to how crypto is being regarded. And that's why we bounced up, Bitcoin is bouncing. It's getting that momentum back up.
Yeah.
And then I think the last bits of fun to clear out is the German government, Mt.Gox. It's gonna loiter around for a while, but I think once that clears out, Bitcoin has like a huge runway ahead.
Yeah. And there's expected approval, or not approval, but I think it is approval of the ETH ETFs on July 22. 22. Last time we talked about it was 18, but now they're saying it's 22. But all point towards the time horizon of July. Right, so
We see a huge movement there. So, guys, I know this is a quick impromptu update. I'm trying to build this channel back up again, so I really appreciate if you guys smashed the likes and shared it. Hope it to be as informative as possible. I know this was a little bit rushed because we came and we just said, hey, let's do this tweet. Let's do this topic. But I hope this can grow. We can grow with you guys. So, guys, thank you guys so much.